61 right now. That's crazy. But rainy. And then 30s and then 40s. But I really do appreciate this whole no snow thing. I'm kind of a fan. So there's probably not gonna rain on me. Maybe I just won't wear a hoodie. Since I should be back in my room by around 2. That could work. And then it's gonna rain around. Okay, yeah. I don't think I'm gonna wear a hoodie because I'm just too cool for school. Okay. Last night, crazy stuff happened. J-Boss, the guy down the hall, who is known for such notable phrases as "Ah, shut up, you dumb." To the girls down the hall when they were talking. Anyways, he had a minor freak out. I was watching Dexter, so I didn't hear it here. I just heard running down the hall, then I heard a little bit of yelling, and then Dexter ended, and then I went to the door and I heard Olivia, the RA, yelling at him, and because she was like, I need to talk to him because he can't be yelling that stuff shut up, you know? So, and he did that before Thanksgiving. She's like, I just need to wait until a moment comes to do it because it's awkward to just bring up. And then so apparently, you know, some of the people in the hall were running down the hall or something, and he opens his door and he's like, would you shut the fuck up? And Olivia was one of the people that was running, and she was like, excuse me, I'm your RA, you can't talk to me that way. And then she just told him all the stuff that he had to hear, and so now we're basically all scared that we're gonna die, because he's also been hurt by TK, saying that he's a gun enthusiast, and he's disappointed that we're not allowed to have them on campus. So if we all end up dead, none of us will be surprised, to be honest. We've all discussed it. We're all legitimately it could happen. So, you know, just, you know, so we're aware of the situation. Jeremy. So, police, hey, hi, holla. Anytime you find this, you know, after we're all murdered. None of us were surprised. We all kind of saw it coming. Because I actually thought of a really creepy movie idea too from it, because I was just talking with Moosh and TK, and I was just like, holy shit. Because I don't want to say it in case I do it, but oh my god, it would be interesting. It'd be interesting if I did that. But yeah, so that is that, and I'm gonna go to class. I don't even want to go, but because we're not doing anything. I skipped Thursday where we watched Slumdog Millionaire, and then so today we're just gonna discuss it, and I'm not gonna have anything to say because I just don't have anything to say about that movie. And I don't have anything to say about any movie, let's be honest. What's the point? What was I getting at? I had a point. I lost it. Oh, so I'm just going to sit there, so I'm not going to do anything. And it's not like I have an intermediate video afterward, because that class is canceled this week, so we can meet with him one-on-one. And he's going to pretty much, I have to meet with him today at 11, though. That's kind of what made me do it. Consider going, is I was like, well, that way I'll already be there at 11 for my meeting. And then I'm skipping Intro to Film and Terp on Thursday. Friday, tomorrow I have a bio exam, my last abnormal child psych exam. And then Friday, bio meets just to review for the final. And child psych is done, so that makes my last class. This right here is my last class. Everything else is either review or an exam. Isn't that weird? Today's my last class. And then tons of meetings and such. But yeah, that's everything, I think. I had something else I wanted to say, but I don't remember it anymore. Maybe I didn't, and I'm just saying words to fill space. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, peace, love. 8:40 a.m. Gotta love it. Best time of day. So these are the forms I gotta fill out for my internship. I'm kind of out of pain because I don't even know what like this stuff means. But I guess we'll have to figure that out. It'll be a learning experience. So I just met with my new intermediate video teacher, and I kind of expected. I was like, here's how it's gonna go down. He's gonna throw out like one compliment, just because it's one-on-one, and then the rest of the meeting that we have is him gonna be shitting on my final project. Lo and behold, that's what I got. He decided that he's like, because a while ago I was like, the very least he could do. The very least he could do is say, well, at least you made a full video, like you got a whole video done, you told a story. Turns out that is the most he was willing to do for me. Is the first thing I went in, he was like, yeah, so you got like, I mean, you made it, like that's something. Like he didn't even say it was good. He was like, that's something that, you know, that's a thing. And I was like, then the rest of the time, like I showed him all the stuff I changed, and he was like, well, it's good that you changed that stuff. And then he like kind of like started shitting on it more. He was like talking about like the he's like, the acting is not good. And then he was like, I'm gonna pretend to be on the phone so that I can keep talking. And then so he said the acting wasn't good, and then he was like going in on it though, like he wouldn't like let up. And then he like turned his attention to the script and started being like, you know, the script is kind of weak, like it just seems like all the characters are there to like get the, you know, say the message and then they like leave or whatever. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, I guess, but I've never taken, you know, a script writing class, so how freak am I supposed to know that, you know? And then on top of that, this is very smart of me, I don't feel awkward talking to a camera if I have a phone. And then what happened? Then he started going through it and he started breaking down, like, you know, your shots were very like, and I saw this happening along. I was like, I know no matter how I shoot this, he's gonna find some way to complain about it. And he found a way. He was like, all your shots are like medium shots, like they don't change at all. And I was like, well, towards the end they do. And the reason is because I wanted to start out wide and move inward as the conversation got more intense. And he's like, okay, I mean, I kind of see that, like once I showed him that that's exactly what I was doing. He's like, but sometimes you cut back to these wide shots and it just doesn't flow right. I'm like, so that's like, there's no pleasing him, like no matter what reason I give, no matter what I have, like even, I was like, I think I'm gonna, you know, I do plan on redoing this and like putting it, you know, doing it again in like grad school or something when I have like a different pool of like actors or whatever, like real actors or whatever. And he's like, well, you can't just keep pushing everything off till grad school. And I was like, what am I pushing off till grad school here? Like, I already fucking made it. Like, don't say like, oh, we'll push it up. Like, if I was pushing everything off till grad school, I would be like, oh, I'll have my big idea by grad school. Not, like, at this point, I've done Jane, I've done Doll Alone, and I've done now Sitting Duck, and they've all been massive ideas. I've been super proud of them, and he's acting like I just don't care at all about anything that I'm making here. I'm like, what? You need to back off, bow out, boy. I have to be careful not to say his name in case he ever sees this, but like, it's like, all you do is complain about my stuff, and I'm clearly trying really hard on it, and so, you know, whatever, I don't even know, guys, I don't even know. Okay, I'm gonna fill out this form now, and then I will see you guys in a bit. I've got another meeting. I have my internship. We're going out to lunch, I think, and then after that I have to get this signed by like my faculty sponsor, who I just like randomly emailed last night. I was like, hey, could you be my faculty sponsor? And she was like, yeah, sure, meet me at like after my class gets on. I was like, okay. And then tonight I have a meeting with UPTV, so I should probably have these like pretty much ready to go, hopefully by then. But yeah. Okay.
Employee of the today is Emily Means of Amherst, working at Great Lakes Orthodontics. She's a fan of Fleetwood Mac. Wants to hear the kids do. Trying to get Emily on
What the hell?
which she's listening to this great Fleetwood Mac song on the Workday Show on Mighty 97.9.
Being super productive, playing a game on my iPhone. Bloons Tower Defense. I think I'm gonna buy this. This is the iPad version of it. $5. I think it'd be worth it. It'd be fun to play. So yeah, I had lunch. Well, I had a meeting with my last internship meeting. We went and got lunch at the different room. Never been to the different room. It's very nice. He bought it. That was nice of him to like pay for lunch and stuff. And then I went and I had to get the papers signed for that thing, internship with UBTV. So those are signed, and then I came back here. It's like windy and dramatic when you're like walking back, and I was like, I love this weather. Like it's like kind of raining a little bit, but it's like super windy, and like the leaves, dead leaves are like going up in like little like whirlwinds and stuff, and like it's just so cool. I love like walking in that type of weather, and because it like matches whatever music you're listening to. Like if you're listening to like really hardcore like, you know, music, then you're like, oh, I'm so cool. And then if it's like really like sad music, it's like, oh my god, the weather like matches my feelings. It's like no matter what music you listen to, that weather works. And then what happened? Nothing. Steve wanted to practice his presentation, his bio presentation for me, so because he was nervous for us, so he's like, can I practice? And I was like, yeah, sure. And then I booed him and threw Rotten Tomatoes because it's what you do. Builds character. But no. So I was thinking more about what my teacher said, and he called me a bad fucking director. He's like he can just like, it's like one thing to shit on like the acting, because like as unfair as that is, like it wasn't perfect, but I'm not gonna complain about it. Like, but he was like going in on the acting, but then he was like, and you know, some of those things, you know, some of that's like scripting, some of it's acting, some of it's directing, and I was like, okay, well, I was kind of in charge of 2 of those 3 things, so you just pretty much call me shitty director and writer. He's like, all their lines just were there to like lead to the thing. I was like, I had 15 minutes to tell an entire story. Like, I don't know what yours, but like I can't have superfluous dialogue. If I did that, you'd be like, why is there all this extra dialogue? You can cut it. Like, don't tell me not to do that. Like, don't tell me to do that, because I know no matter what, you would have found something, you would have complained. Like, if I had had the superfluous dialogue and tried to do it in the way that you had just suggested, you would suggest I did do it the way that I actually did. Like, no matter what, it would have been the opposite. You would just say the opposite of what I did. So whatever. Still fuck you. But he did tell me like 2 parts I can cut out, and I think that'll get me under the 15-minute time limit, which is good. Like, thank you for helping me cut that, because I love criticism, constructive criticism. Gotta put the keyword there, constructive. Like, tell me what I did wrong, and then tell me how to fix it. Don't just say, this is wrong, which is what you do, and expect me to just figure it out. Like, that's not how that works. Like, obviously the reason I did it wrong is because I didn't know what the proper way to do it was. Just saying. I sound like fucking Miranda, right? So, just saying. But yeah, anyways, I mean, I've already decided I'm gonna reshoot it at some point. Probably, hopefully with UBTV. I think they might want me to like propose what I would plan on making next semester, and I might propose redoing this, but with a crew, which I would actually love to do. And I'd love to work on the story a little bit more and try to get it to fit Carl's standards, because the thing is, he fucking I think I already said this, in which case I'm repeating myself, and if I didn't, then he fucking told me. He's like, I'm more of an experimental guy, and so I you know, I don't really like narrative stuff. And I was like, okay, well, that doesn't give you the right to just like shit on all my stuff just because it's not your style. Like, I don't like experimental stuff. I don't like documentary stuff, but I don't just shit on every documentary and every narrative or every experimental film that I watch. I do try to get into it, and, you know, most of the time I can't, but, like, at the same time I can find good things about them. I can always find something nice to say about them. Fucking whatever. I don't know. Ranting. Sorry. Okay. My screen just turned off. That's a sign that I've been talking for much too long, so I will peace out, and I'll see you on the other side. Which means, what does that mean? Your guess is as good as mine. Okay. Dinner, courtesy of Tim Hortons. You can pay me later. It's creepy. It's so empty. Okay. UBTV meeting. It went pretty well, actually. We got to meet everyone and all the new interns and stuff. There's gonna be like 5 of us or something. I'm down for it. They seem like really cool people. But yeah, so I think that for the most part, that should be really good. And now I gotta go hit up the libraries, whatever the hell libraries are, so I can study. I don't know what that means. I've never done it before. Never have to. But I'm gonna try that for a little bit because I have 2 exams tomorrow. Hopefully they go well. Anyways. Off to the libraries. Study time. Woo! Pow pow! And that ends the night. So I'm gonna, I don't know what I'm gonna, maybe I'll edit this tomorrow after my exam so I can go to bed tonight early. I gotta go through my notes one more time. I don't know, we'll see. We shall see how this all goes down. Hopefully these, like, 2 exams in a row is never a good thing, even if one of them is open book. But, you know, whatever. See you tomorrow.